How you doing? How you doing? And how you doing, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Petty, and I am coming off one of the worst days I've had in a hot minute. So I've got an infection in my jaw that has been giving me like dizzying pain all day. Great time, just really great time to be working construction. And then my car also decided that the positive terminal on my battery wanted to start messing up. So I'm having to mess around with it and then try and get someone to give me a jump to start my car and do anything right now. So yay! And it's just it's it's a lot for a day. Like any one of those things for just a single day would have been like, damn, bro, that's a rough day. Now we doubling up on that. We just we out here with that pain. So your boy is just pushing through at this point, and we got a new toy yesterday. So what I kind of wanted to do, and I have no idea how I'm even gonna title this video. We are still working on that, but I got my new buddy here yesterday, and I kind of wanted to do a video essentially along the lines of like, say you're a mid-game player and you just get a brand new character, how do you build it? So. The reason I want to talk about that is there's a couple of ways that you can hurt yourself. I've been playing gacha games for years and have many times myself had to learn the valuable lesson from robbing Peter to pay Paul. It is sometimes worth doing, and there's some other pitfalls and everything, like spending too much of your resources and stuff. So I wanted to go through and talk about kind of just all the aspects of putting together a brand new character when you're about mid-game. For the amount of content that we have out right now, I'm AR 25 world rank 2, or world level 2, excuse me. So we're about mid-game for what is available right now. Somewhere between AR 30, 35. I'll run out of story stuff, and then just be working on other stuff to get my my AR up into the 40s and everything to be ready for the next patch. So we're mid game, you know what I mean? And we're not whales. I've spent $50 on the game. I got super lucky, and got my boy Venti. But I have barely used him, and I need to sit down and really focus on that man, because I played with one build, and I wasn't really a fan, so I want to do some other stuff with him. But that is a whole other video of, okay, you have a 5-star. Do you have the resources to reposition things to make them usable while not ruining the rest of your characters? We're not going there. But if you saw my video from yesterday, you know that I happened to get 2 5-star weapons. And I was testing them out last night. This one is supposed to be the one that's better for our boy Razor here. So I was testing that out, and I actually didn't put any gear on him because, again, I was thinking of this video and wanting to do that. But I also just wanted to kind of test some stuff with the weapon by itself to see how big of a difference it was making with some of its stuff. So it's just some stuff we were playing around with. Oh, and we also leveled our man up. So let's go ahead and start the conversation now. So you just pulled a character that you've been wanting, that you want to build. But let's say they're not going to be the most game-breaking, broken thing. So, like, if you pull a Diluc, sure. Rob Peter 5 times to pay Paul if you need to. But, well, you're still going to need your supports. That's not a complete, you can just dump everything you have into one person. That is not what Petty's saying, so hold up. But if you pull a monster that you know is going to be usable, and you can definitely, fit into several different teams, not just like one niche comp, like, oh, I can do that now, let me throw some resources in. But if you get a really solid character, like my boy Razor here, you want to be careful. You don't want to, see, I very well could have dumped almost everything I had into him and gotten him up to Ascension 2? Yeah, Ascension 2. But I really don't need to do that. Not at least until I go and farm up some more books and everything. which is not really something I've had to do yet. But if, you're sitting around this amount, maybe double this, you still want to be careful on how much you're pushing in. So I would definitely get them up to first ascension and then a little bit in the 30s, somewhere in that ballpark. But I wouldn't throw 60 books at them and, take them straight and catch them up with characters that you might have been building for 20 or so levels now. You know what I mean? Like, if I instantly caught him up to my Zhengling, who I've been building since I started playing the game 2 weeks ago, the amount that I would have to invest in him would be really, really high. It would prevent me from doing anything with other people for a little while, at least until I went and farmed up some material. And you want to give yourself testing room. You want to figure out and play with the character a little bit and figure out if it's someone that, you are going to be able to use in teams. Because maybe you think like Venti is a kind of decent example. Like, oh my God, it's going to be so great. I can do, he's kind of meh compared to what I was trying to do with him. So until you've tested and, tested inside of your teams, and I'm not just saying like, go and do the event where they let you try out a champion, and if it feels really fun, then go ahead and pull that trigger. No. Actually play with them a little while. Test out some team comps. The one that I'm running right now is like this close to being a YOLO team, because the only heals that I have is Bennett when he pops his ultimate. But this is a great team for running domains, trying to burst bosses. It is a very, very damage-heavy team. And the more that I build Razor, the more impressive that's going to get. Because remember, all the testing that I've done with this so far has been with Razor, with basically just levels and a weapon. That's it. So we haven't really gotten into how strong the team can be when combining them all, but I've played with them enough that I'm like, yes, this is something that I'm solid for. So let's look at some build choices. You know what I mean? So weapon, I'm already set on. If you don't have a weapon lined up or already picked out in your little heart of hearts, same thing with leveling up the character's actual level, how much you want to invest in the weapon. You can invest in a little bit of it depending on how much you've confirmed what you believe. But again, I would give the same advice. I went a little harder on this one because it was a 5-star and I wanted to test some stuff with the 5 stars against some of the other weapons. And we might do a follow-up video on that again. But it can be a huge pit trap to just dump everything into one of these. Unfortunately, I don't really have a whole lot of Claymore users, so I don't have a great instance to be like, so this is on another character, and I use that character a decent amount, but I really like this new toy, so I'm going to steal it. Well, we might get into that with artifacts and everything. But let's go ahead and talk about this, because this is the bigger focus and what I wanted to talk about in this video. So this is where you could potentially hem yourself up the most, especially in the robbing Peter to pay Paul department. So obviously we want our boy to do damage, and some of the good damage stuff is pretty hard to come by. So oh, Lord. Let's start at the beginning. See what sets we have. We've got some Berserkers. Right now, we want to look for what the best substats are going to be. 4% crit damage and a little bit of attack. Alright. I think we're going to go Berserkers here. And honestly, the biggest reason of that is I don't have a whole lot of other really strong damage sets right now. At least they go for pure attack. This is the only piece of Gladiators I have, so I can't even get a 2 set out of that somewhere. The Brave set, I've only got 3 pieces of it, so I couldn't do a 4 set of that one yet if I wanted to. Plus, we've got some of that gear on Venti, and I'm not so unimpressed with Venti that I'm ready to just leave him completely robbed and in as a corpse in the ditch. So we're not gonna start shortening our boy up immediately. Now, obviously, if we were looking through these other roses and one of them had a really nice substat that we wanted to steal, we could potentially substitute that out as long as we're still giving the person, as long as we're still giving Peter some kind of, another Berserker's Rose if that's what we took off him. Or if we took off an Instructor's Brooch, we're putting another one of those on and maybe using the better one, on the person that we're a little bit more fans of at the moment. So what do we got? What do we got here? Yeah, definitely don't want to go instructor set on my boy. I mean, lightning damage on him is nice, but he also has big meaty hits. We wanna up them big meaty hits as much as we can. The other big part of this is going to be the limitations. Ooh, there's a little bit of crit rate and attack on that. Oh, I guarantee you I was testing something and forgot to put that back on somebody. Someone's probably missing that right now. They probably have something sillier on, wondering where their really pretty feather is. But I don't know what to tell them. I don't know where it went, bro. That's crazy. I help you look for it. It's wild. Alright, so we've got one martial arts and one berserker so far. Let's see what we got. Oh, hey, one more brave piece? Oh, nope. Sojourner set. I was wrong. And you have to get a little creative and just see what you have in terms of the pairs that you're trying to make. What's that? Ooh, and you're an attack slot? I think we're about to round out our 2-set, boys. And girls. Any absolutely insane substats on any of these? A little bit of crit damage, a little bit of crit rate. But that is going to be a lot more attack. Well, like 4 to 8%, depending on how much I level it up, if I can level it up at all. Yeah, we gonna go ahead and go for that. So we need to find one more martial piece if we can, and life might be okay. Unless, do we have to get the martial off this one? Do I only have one headband? Oh. You know what? We're gonna have to go that one. Plus, it'll be much easier to complete this set off this one. Oh, see, and there we go. We still got an attack left over. Okay. And then this is basically just a free slot. So this one, we've made our 2 sets on our ends here, and we got a sandwich in the middle. And we can kind of just go for whatever here. Unfortunately, don't have a whole lot of 4 stars in this one either. Anything really good on someone that I shouldn't have it on? So I'm not saying you should never rob Peter to pay Paul. Ooh, Kaya, how you doing? If Kaya had anything nice on him, I would rob him in an instant. That man invented being left in the gutter. That's all I'm gonna say. We don't unnecessarily. I don't want to take up a really valuable piece like another berserker on this character, because basically it doesn't matter what goes in this slot whatsoever. So ideally, we would want to find a set that we don't use typically, like adventure. At this point in the game, we're not really using adventurers a whole lot, unless we're specifically going for a stat that we can't find anywhere else, because we have bad rolls. So now we're just basically looking for, we want attack percentage, and then we want a decent substat, and we want to avoid taking up a really good set piece if we can. If we can. A little bit of energy recharge on that. It's not awful. Tell you what, though, these are some of the most unimpressive substat I've seen. Maybe that's just with this slot. They get kind of shafted in what can roll on them. You see that a lot in other gacha games. Like, for any of you that this is more or less your first gacha kind of esque game, I played Summoner's War since like 2015. And on like slot 4 is a flat defense rune, and you cannot get, I want to say, crit rate on it or attack percentage. Maybe it's just attack percentage. But there's weird little things like that with some of the slots where the substats can only be certain things. So that could be what we're seeing here on this one, or I just have really unlucky rolls on all my attack gear. Which honestly, that would make as much, if not more, sense than the slot just not having great subs. Little elemental mastery wouldn't hurt nobody. Wouldn't hurt nobody. I don't know if I'm gonna bend over backwards. An exile is can be a pretty clutch set if you have it on somebody. I'm really debating switching my Bennett over to a exile set for this team specifically. So we want to avoid taking that one up. I know I saw one towards the beginning of us ranting that I was like, this is probably going to be the winner, but let's be thorough. Maybe not, though. Yeah, all these are decent. Was it this one? I guess it was this one. Got anything better? I feel like the 2.5% HP is probably the best sub we're going to get on that one. That's cool. That's cool. So where are we at? What's our man's attack up to? Yeah, okay. Okay. Is that now my highest attack on anybody with unrolled things? Yo, that weapon is gross. Holy crap. Okay. Okay. So now that we've made an evaluation and kind of have an idea on how this has fallen, you could argue that, yes, this is a sound investment. We can probably put a little bit more into testing this dude out. So let's see if we can upgrade any of that gear. And again, I would highly recommend you do some sort of evaluation like that, whether or not it's going and testing it, comparing stats, because leveling up gear for everybody is going to be pretty tough. And arguably, since I'm in world level 2 now, I should probably hoard a bunch of artifacts and everything for when I start getting more purple gear, because that would be really nice. Really nice. But we'll take all these up to a solid 4, you know what I mean? It'll get him a little bit further in, and we're also not breaking the bank. Oh, we're broke. That's okay. So let's look at his damage a little bit while I go find a lay. I need some money. Yeah, we just gonna pop over to that real quick. And now we can also get a look at our boy's damage and see how we're doing. He was hitting in the 200s with just his level in the weapon. Sometimes 300. So mid 200s for the most part. Oop, and I'm running the completely wrong direction because I'm trying to think of damage numbers from before this awful day. Your boy's been hit by a truck, so like, just pray for me. I'm trying, alright. Life's a little bit of a lot. So, and even still, I had a feeling that he was going to be just amazing DPS. A, because people I know that I trust told me that he's absolutely gross, and he's one of the main people they're using. So I knew he was good. But just the damage I was seeing, it was hard to know if it was, okay, am I seeing what a 5-star weapon damage looks like on a Claymore person? But no, I think our boy just be out here with some hits. Out here with some hits. Alright. I panicked a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. We probably didn't need to do all that. Ooh. Okay. Okay. So we about doubled our damage. I'm pretty fine with that. Oh, and of course they're all gonna be electric. I did not remember to try and check what his ultimate was doing in damage. So it'll be a little mute to test that, but we're gonna go ahead and give it the old college try. Can you just? Oh, I forgot I wasn't fighting a lightning thing anymore and could actually hit him with stuff. Sir, you were gonna kill my man's in his own video. That is, you did. I thought I switched out in time, but I did not. Oh Lord. All right. Your boy needs a little bit of money. I was just in the middle of doing something. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I definitely want to go and grind some more stuff for him real fast. I want to see what I need to get his weapon up the next rank, because that would be pretty sweet. Oh, a lot. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so we'll have that done in the next week, because we definitely have to wait for these to pop up. Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. Oh, I'm going to need to get a calendar until I actually remember all these dates for this. So, at this point, I would argue that you could, if you wanted to put some more books into them. If you have more books than I have right now, then yeah. I'm not. I am way too low on books to go ahead and rush this guy up to Ascension 2. He is an Ascension behind these three? Yeah, all three of them. And he's doing more damage on his attacks than them. So I'm already benefiting from him being in the team. Leveling him up and getting that much more damage would be nice, but it's not going to be completely game breaking. So I wouldn't spend the resources. So hopefully you guys got something out of kind of watching me go through and put together a character and me just kind of talking about the decisions that I'm making and things that I'm looking at. Let me know if you guys have any questions. We're going to try and, after I actually use this man for a couple more days, get a guide video out for him, because he is very strong. Though, real quick, all the nice things I've said about this man, I do have to meme the hell out of him because he looks so goofy from behind. It feels like I'm just watching a battle squid run around. Like, I don't know, just between the back of his hat, the little face that's on it, the way his hair's moving. I feel like I'm playing an octopus person. So I would kind of like to be able to remove his. How is that hood even together? Like, is that just completely separate from your cape? I have some questions now. Hold on. No, it hems in the front. So that is part of. Do they custom make that with a giant hole in the back of that so that your hair could go out, bro? I mean, I'm just jealous because I don't have a tailor making me custom hats like that. That would be dope. That would be dope. But okay, sorry, silly, stupid tangent. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Let me know if you have any Genshin specific questions. I'm super busy right now and will be for the next couple of days until we wrap up this side job. So I will get to everyone as soon as I can. But I'm also outside of normal guides and stuff and trying to look for things that I can make content-wise that'll be helpful to players. So if you got any ideas for your boy or any questions that might lead me to one of them ideas, I'd appreciate that. Thank you so much for stopping by today. You're going to have to catch me on the next one because we out of here. Deuces.